Katie.
And I'm Kay.
And you're listening to the Babes of Quinny podcast. Hello. Okay, what's up?
Hi, Katie.
What's going on? What are we doing?
I just had a really great chai latte.
You're getting hot ones now.
I'm getting hot ones now because I got shamed
You did get shamed.
by
Rude.
Basil at the Starbucks because I ordered an ice one and it got punched in as ice. And Basil was like, no, you want a hot drink. It's cold outside. I was like, I'm not mad about it. Like,
But I'll drink cold drinks all the time.
oh, for sure. And
'Cause
then
I
I got
run
got a
hot.
glass of water.
Because that makes up for the hot drink.
Because that makes up for the hot drink. Yeah, anyways, it was not like remotely a big deal. It was just funny.
And you looked after my parents' cat.
I got to watch Cobourg for a couple of days and it was so cute all the time.
He's a really good cat.
He's adorable.
And
So
you
it's funny because there's like my cats, they haven't really been around other cats, but like they're pretty social because they have each other. And like I found out the other day that orange cats only really have one brain cell between all of them because they're actually just kind of really dumb. So Coco,
Is that true?
yeah, they're really apparently orange cats are really stupid.
Okay.
So yeah, no, it's a thing. And it checks out because he actually is. Anyways, so he was like, I figured he would be like the least bothered by having another cat there. Mahina did not give a shit.
Okay.
Um,
Sorry, that's the orange cat.
Mahina is the calico.
Oh, okay.
Coco is the orange one. And he was the one that was like, what the shit is this? What is going on? Oh my God. And it was cute because Coco would just like sit on the table. His tail would just dangle and wag. And Cooper would just like beeline it to the tail and try to, yeah.
He literally attacks Creed's tail all the time, and Creed just is such a good dog. He puts up with it. My dogs are the issue. You know that new Taylor Swift song? It's me. I'm the problem. That's Frank.
Me.
He's the problem. I'm going to like do a voiceover of that.
That's hilarious.
Oh, the screen changed. I don't like that. Well, yeah, and we really appreciate you guys.
Oh, and it's
looking
funny because I
after.
dropped Cooper off to you last night.
Yeah.
And I had Kate with me, and we dropped him off, and you hand me this bag.
I got her a gift. It was a very small gift.
It was adorable because it was so on brand. She got me 3 bottles of Diet Coke, 2 cups of tonkatsu ramen, which is like my favorite ramen, and peanut butter cups.
I wasn't sure if you liked peanut butter cups, but
Fucking
oh,
love
perfect.
peanut
And
butter cups.
they're like specialty ones. They have marshmallow
on top.
So
I
kind
haven't.
of
They're
weird.
in my bag.
Okay.
We can share them
We
later.
can share them. Well, they're a gift for you. So
But I'm gonna share them anyways because I
Okay.
can't eat 4.
oh, yeah,
I mean,
they're
I
the
could,
king size,
but I'm not
king
going
size.
to.
Oh yeah. Nothing is really going on for me right
Except
now.
you're going on vacation.
I'm going on vacation. Jeanette and I are going on vacation.
Where are you going?
Going to Las Vegas and Arizona. So it was really cheap to fly into Vegas. We're not really Vegas people, I would say.
No.
No, we're like the opposite. But we're going to rent a car and road trip and do some hikes around Arizona.
That'll be cool.
We haven't traveled with each other since 2019, like pre-pandemic.
Holy crap.
Like just the two of us.
Yeah.
We went to New Zealand for a month together, like 6 months into dating. We were like, let's go on a month-long trip to New Zealand.
I feel like that's a great way to start a relationship.
It really tests you. She thought I was going to break up with her on this hike we were doing because I was like, we don't know how to communicate. And then I turn around and she's like, deep breathing. She's like, are you breaking up with me? I was like, bitch, we're on the middle of a hike right now, like an overnight hike. No, I'm not breaking up with you. Like, what are we going to do? Just continue this hike together, broken up. So we didn't break up.
Thank God.
We're still together.
She's great.
I love her.
I really hope
She's
you do.
Very supportive.
She seems, I know she's lovely.
She's lovely.
I was going to say, I'm like, she seems lovely. I'm like, wait, no, she is lovely.
She is
I know
lovely,
she
and
is.
that's the best. Like, that's how people describe her. She's just lovely.
She really is. She just has like the best vibes.
Yeah, I got to see her. She joined a hockey league, and I didn't know my kink was hockey until like I saw her. Like Jeanette is very tall. Like she's taller than me. And she came out in her hockey gear, and I knew she was good at hockey, but like I didn't know. And I like had a moment.
You were
I was
like, whoa.
Whew. I was like, this. So now I get the best of all the worlds because I get to be a lesbian and date a hockey bro who's great with a chainsaw. Who needs a man? No one. Sorry.
But I mean,
I am pansexual, but I just need Jeanette. So there is a gag. Like, will we get married in Vegas? I don't know. It's up in the air.
Please, like, if you do, can you FaceTime me?
Yeah, well, we'd have to FaceTime. Like, we'd probably have to FaceTime some people.
Well, like, I mean, obviously Martha
we'll go
first.
live. We'll go live on Facebook.
Go Instagram live on Babes.
Yeah. Oh, I will. And then people will be like, is this happening? That's how we'll get all our
Okay, like,
followers.
obviously get, like, the important people first. Like, your friends, your family, and then me.
Apparently, though, there's no, like, the reason we get married is for tax reasons. And apparently, it's not actually a thing.
No, that's definitely a thing.
If you're an accountant, can you, like, let me know if it's worth it? Like, if it's better to get married?
No, don't.
Don't get married for tax reasons?
No. No, because then you have combined income and you pay more taxes.
Oh.
Hell no.
Then I'm not getting married. Sorry, we're taking it off the table.
No, absolutely not.
Perfect.
That's like...
But if you get married in Vegas, are you actually married?
You could be, yeah.
Ooh, scary. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
no, I just, like...
Scratch that point, not getting married.
Well, that, it's like... Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it.
Okay. You've convinced me.
But, I mean, I don't ever want to get married, so...
No. I want the party, but I don't...
I want a ring.
I'll get you a ring. Not a marriage ring, but just like a podcast. We're podcasting together.
Podcast rings. No, but like I want like a nice ring, maybe a party, but I don't want the actual like official marriage bullshit.
It's really serious. And then if you do want to break up, it's like
paperwork.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? And then it fucks with all your money stuff. Have to get a prenup.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
That was a fun thing.
Like it just seems like a ton of work that I just don't want to do.
It'd be very committed.
And it just gets messy. So yeah, I'm not big on marriage.
In other news, our guest this week convinced you to book a dentist appointment.
Home with the shame.
It's not shame.
No, okay. My shame. This is my own internal shame for no specific reason. I have very bad anxiety, extreme anxiety. So yeah, no, talking to our guest really helped me through all of that. And she didn't expect it to be a therapy session, but it was.
It was. It always is.
So yeah, no, I made a dentist appointment, so go me.
I'm proud of you. And this guest was really fun. I didn't know what to expect because most of the guests that come in, we somewhat know them or like we follow them or whatever. But this was kind of like. I
didn't know her. I knew of her, but I didn't know anything about her.
And she was a jam.
She was like a spicy little, like teeny tiny.
So smart, so driven.
Oh my God, like so inspiring.
Yeah.
I am like, I wish I was more like her.
Well, maybe she's our inspo.
She's like literally, I'm putting you on my inspo board. You are my.
Yeah. So without further ado, you're going to hear a sponsor message and then you'll get to meet our guest. Have fun. This episode is sponsored by Shay Radford of Forest Hill Real Estate Brokerage, Prince Edward County.
Shay is a true babe of Quinte and grew up in the small town of Campbellford. After moving around to Kingston for school and spending time in Toronto, she settled in Belleville with her partner and her pupper Stevie.
Now in Belleville, she is pursuing her dream as a real estate agent. She is inspired and energized to help her clients and give them the confidence to trust her with their biggest investment.
For more information and to see her listings, follow Shay on Instagram at realtor.shay and check out her website, realtorshay.com.
Don't delay, call Shay. We are keeping on the medical trend this week. This week, our guest may have grown up in the big city of Ottawa, but now calls the small town of Grafton home. She attended the University of Ottawa for a casual degree of biochemistry, before continuing on to the University of Western to complete the Doctor of Dental Surgery program. She spent 2 months in Tanzania, Africa, doing volunteer dentistry. She saw extensive poverty and spent her time there caring for patients. The experience developed her strong interest in children and children's dentistry. In 2006, she became the sole owner of the Family Dental Center with locations in Belleville, Frankford, and Cobourg. Family Dental Center provides classic and cosmetic dentistry, dentures, implants, Invisalign, sedation, veneers, and whitening. Our guest provides all aspects of dentistry with all age groups, including oral sedation and anxious children and adults. In addition to being a dentist, she is a badass girl mom and has an adorable pupper. From creeping her Instagram, it looks like she loves traveling too. Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, please welcome Dr. Yasmin from the Family Dental Center.
Wow, you can make anyone sound cool and interesting.
Yeah, I love Googling people.
I'm like, how did you know that about me?
Your website. I don't know who put it up there for you, but it sounds great.
But also the pup. The pup wasn't on the website.
No, that was your Instagram. Yeah,
It's really cute.
What kind of dog is it?
Oh my God. Banu is her name. Golden Doodle. Half golden, half poodle.
Oh,
She's
love
just
it.
like the kindest soul.
How old is she?
All she wants is for you to love her. That's it.
That's all I
That's
want.
cute.
Literally all she wants. Truly all she wants is for you to like give her attention and love her. It's
Have
all
you
about
met our
that.
office dog? I don't even know.
I did.
Ian.
He's so cute.
No, I think he's out there. I think Cole's petting
We
him.
were pushing to have a dog for a long time. My husband was super against it. He's like, 'cause I'm going to have to take care of it. My husband's a stay-at-home dad.
I
So it's
love
like
that.
An extra load of duties.
Yeah.
And the three of us, me and my dog, were like, no, we'll for sure be involved in it. So we did it. It's the best thing to ever happen to us. And
Aw.
I have no duties. My husband does everything.
And he probably loves it.
He loves her.
Yeah.
I helped him
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
It's like a meme. It's like the relationship between a dog and a dad that didn't want the dog is
Yeah.
always very special.
Yeah, always. Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm eating a lozenge. I probably shouldn't be.
Are you still?
No, I just sound like that's my like
Sounds good.
sexy voice.
I heard I was listening to the Dr. Marie Coward
Yeah.
on the way here. And at the end you said bye. And you said, that sounded sexy.
It just
And you
sounded. I was like,
do.
that sounds sexual.
Yeah, I hope I
Did
sound
it.
nice on radio.
You do.
I
You have
think
a
I
great
think you
voice.
will. Let's dive in here. Why
Dive
did you
in.
choose Quinny? Like you were in
Oh
Ottawa.
my God, weird, right? I know.
Yeah, like
Of
you
all
went from
places.
Ottawa to
Decision.
Grafton.
Best decision in
Yeah?
life, yes. So I went after dental school, last few months looking for a job. Always wanted to live in Toronto. I was from Ottawa. Ottawa's bigger than here, but Toronto was like super cool. So that was where I wanted to end up. I wanted to get a place downtown and the hustle bustle. My dream was always to like walk out of my apartment and get coffee, right? And it wasn't like that in Ottawa. I was in the suburbs. And then an opportunity popped up in Cobourg at the Family Dental Center where I actually am the owner now. And my plan was, this is a good idea. I'll leave the city because it's super saturated. So many dentists in Toronto. And you end up as an associate doing, maybe not as much as complicated work as you'd like to. So that the learning curve isn't so great. You're even doing some, hygiene, some cleanings, not always even doing surgery. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go out of the city for a year, work, gain that experience. There aren't as many dentists here, not as many specialists. So you end up doing a lot of the actual work yourself, right?
That's cool.
Patients don't want to like drive an hour to get a root canal done. So you end up doing it and learning through the process, becoming a really good dentist. So anyways, that was my idea. Came for a year and never left. I fell in love.
I love
fell in
that.
love.
There is
it.
something. I feel like that's a trend when we ask people. They're like, I just fell in love and I couldn't
I
leave.
fell in love. And it's I coming on here, I'm like, am I allowed to be on here? Because it's Babes of Quinty and, I'm not a local.
I'm not either.
And I'm like, but it's 15 years. That was, I am.
Yeah,
It's
you're
15
pretty
years
much
ago.
a local at this
That's
point.
a long time to be
Because you
living
kind of
somewhere.
came into, I feel like 15 years ago, that was before it became like
2007.
hip.
Yeah.
Now everyone is like, oh, Belleville, Quinty.
Oh,
Super
Picton.
hip.
Love it.
Super hip. During COVID, one of my girlfriends from Toronto, super cool chick, lives downtown, she's a hairstylist, has her own place, came to visit me in Grafton one time. And she bought a property next to us.
Really?
And is
Love
moving
it.
from Toronto
Love
to
it.
Grafton with her family because they
Yeah.
think it's so cool. It's such a good life.
It
It really is. It's like, because I lived downtown Toronto for like the longest time. And by that, I mean 2 years.
Long time.
Long time. Long time. It was 2 years. And then I was just kind of like over it because I wanted I was from a small town up north. And I was like, I want like the whole like city life. I want to be like this boss bitch. And
I'm sorry,
that's what I wanted. I wanted to like,
so sorry I laughed at that.
I was not a boss bitch. I was a dirty punk rock kid. It was disgusting. But yeah, no, I'd walk out of my place. Kingston Market was like right there.
Yes.
I'd grab my fruits and veggies and stuff
Which
from
is
the
great
market,
too.
which
There's
is lovely.
Yes.
But I was definitely not thriving. But yeah, no. And then I moved back home and then I moved here and I was like, you know what? Like, cause this was just supposed to be like a temporary stop. Like, yeah, I'll be here for 2 years and I'll leave. And then I just stayed and there's
And I love
something
it.
so like Like, it's just comfy.
It's comfy.
It's comfy. The pace is good. We get our meat from a local farmer.
Yeah.
That we go to the Campbellford, and we understand where our food comes from.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like my children are seeing that. We live next to conservation, so my kids after
that's
school
so
they're out
nice.
playing in nature.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's just
And like,
it's such
if
a
you
good
do
life.
want the city stuff, it's like right there.
it's so close.
It's so
Yeah.
close.
It's so
That's
close.
the one nice thing. Did you meet your partner or your husband in Grafton or in the state? Like, where'd you
So
guys
when
meet?
I came, at that point he was living here in Cobourg. He was a personal trainer, Burn with Vern.
Stop.
He had his
Burn
own.
with Burn.
Burn
That
with
sounds like a
Burn.
bad porno too.
Sorry,
He
Vern.
had his own. Sorry, Vern. He had his own gym,
Yeah.
and he did personal training there. And I was his client. And then we
I
became
love that.
friends. And then that turned into a relationship, and that was like whatever 12, 13 years ago.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's so cute.
so he was from Belleville. He's a Belleville. Yeah.
Oh, so you
Burn,
married
right.
like a local.
Mhm.
So you get that
So
too.
I get that too.
It's like an
That's
extra
three quarter of the ways there,
And your kids are super local. So
and they're local.
how old are your kids now?
7, Soraya,
Oh,
and 4, Parisa.
I love those names.
I'm Persian. I'm
Okay.
Iranian. I was born and raised in Canada, but my parents, they are from Iran, and so I wanted to keep that a little
I
bit of
love
that. We
that.
try. I mean, my husband always pushing me to speak to them in Farsi, and it's difficult. I can speak it fluently, but there's something about when you're trying to tell your kid to do something, and it's not as comfortable as in
Yeah.
English.
Mhm.
So it's hard for me to do it, but we try. And my husband's learned Farsi.
Wow.
I want to learn it.
He can read and write,
Good for him.
and I
so
can't
cool.
read and write, but he can. A little bit.
Do your kids
Just saying.
understand it?
They do more than they can speak it, but it's just they're so young. So that transition needs to happen. So it will happen. This is a promise to Burn with Vern.
That was always my friends whose parents like would speak Hindi fluently or other languages like Spanish. All my friends could understand it, but they couldn't speak it.
Right.
So they would like be spoken to in Spanish,
Yeah.
like another language,
Yes.
and then they would just respond in
Yes.
English.
Yeah, because it's hard. But
Yeah.
what's the motivating factor? I tell my girls, I'm like, it could be a secret language.
Yeah.
Right? Like we can be out and about and talk about other things
That
privately.
you don't
Yeah.
want English people to hear.
great.
Yeah.
And there's something about when you know a language, you know the culture better.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you understand the language, you understand the jokes, you understand what's
Mhm.
funny, then you understand the actual culture
Mhm.
better, right? So we expose them as much as we can. We cook the food. My family speaks Farsi to them. My husband actually cooked a Persian dish last night.
Oh,
What do you
Can you
make?
believe that?
What do you make?
He made this. It's an eggplant stew
Oh, love
That
it.
sounds
with rice.
delicious.
Honestly,
Yes.
I love I am like the whitest chick. I grew up like Northern Ontario. There was not a single, it was all white people.
Yes,
And I'm just like obsessed with any food that's
yes.
anything but what I grew up on.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
normal. That's why my husband's so passionate about it, because he's like, it was always so. It was so interesting. The other cultures were so interesting.
Yeah.
because
And
they're
it's
so
just,
different.
it's so like just different from what I'm so like what I grew up on. And I'm just like, I just love it. And I love hearing about it. I love people talking about how much they love food. And
Yeah,
I just
Is
really
there
love food.
any Persian food in this area yet?
there isn't. No.
That's kind of
One of the main food that's like even in Toronto when you go to the restaurants, it's shish kebab. So it's like the long pieces of meat on the
yeah,
barbecue with rice and
Yeah.
roasted tomato. It's delicious. But
Oh
no,
my
there is
God.
not. Yet.
no.
But
Hopefully
it's
it
growing.
gets
Like
here,
it's
yeah.
changing, right? This area is changing. You see
It's
that a lot.
trying.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Okay, we're going to talk about dentistry because it's so fun.
So fun.
We both have dental anxiety. So.
like who doesn't?
Like
who doesn't?
straight up, like the worst dental
Yeah,
anxiety.
Isn't it it's one of those weird things because when you logically think about it, like whenever I see a patient who's nervous, which is like 5 times a day, you see them and you're like, it's the pinch of the needle isn't any worse than if I came and I pinched your
Mhm.
arm, right? And you could tolerate that. But there's just something that's so personal about someone in your mouth. I don't know what it is, but it's very common.
For me, I think it's like the shame of because when I was a kid and I'd go to the dentist, he would like make me feel like crap.
Oh,
Right. Actually, that my husband was saying that last night. He's like, no matter how much I floss and brush, there's always a comment about how I could do better, and it's like so it's unmotivating. I'm like, really? Like that's I didn't think of that.
is it you telling him those things?
No, because I don't look in his mouth much. Right, the hygienist does that, but it's true, and you always feel like a failure because you're like, oh, but I haven't. But I'm like, because you don't actually floss every night. He's like, you're right, I don't. I'm like, exactly. So that's why they say to you, because most people don't. Yeah. But it's changing. It's changing, right? Like when we were kids, flossing wasn't really a thing. I'm older than you guys. I'm 1980, but still.
Not that much older than me.
Yeah, it still wasn't really a big thing. Yeah. But now it's different. Right now, we do that. And
I still don't floss.
Because it's hard. So that's what I was going to say is it's hard to learn a new habit.
That's true. Yeah.
When you're older. So that's why it's so important for us to start young. Like sometimes I tell parents when they come in, I'm like, your child has spaces between their teeth. So technically like, you don't really need to floss, but do it anyways, because if you can teach that habit at 2 years old, it's just a normal thing to do. Just like when you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, then that will instill.
Yeah, I've tried because I use like those little like flosser pick thingies.
Yeah, is that what you do
for my 2-year-old? Yeah.
Oh, for your 2-year-old, yeah.
Yeah, because it's just like because otherwise like I cannot. There's no way I have to like hold them down.
No, that's fine. And even sometimes like let them take it and.
He'll just suck on it though because he likes the minty flavor.
How old?
He's 2.
Okay, he's young.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's just knowing that your brain makes that connection with this is normal. That every night. This is the thing I have to do.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's hard to do it it's hard to switch that when you're an adult, but it's so important. Okay. This is my little thing about flossing is important.
Me and my hygienist fight every time. She's like, are you flossing yet? And I'm like, we both know I don't floss. Why are we doing this twice a year still having this argument?
Do you know what you need to do is find a way so I have trouble with flossing too. Just FYI, because it wasn't in my, right? It wasn't a thing. So it's hard, even though I know it's so important. So I get it, but find a way that it becomes normal to you. So for example, get a water pick.
I was going to ask about that. I'm like,
it's not the same. It's not the same.
Here. That's one of our questions.
Is it? It's not the same, but it's better than nothing. And now you can get these air flossers. I think Sonicare makes them, but there are probably a bunch of them out there. So it's an air flosser. So it's the same sort of idea as a water pick, but it does a bit more of that flossing action. And do it, for example, in the shower. Oh. Get a cordless one. And
I would
shower's
totally
easy,
do that in the
right?
shower because I do that all the time. And
in the shower, there's just something about it's easy.
Well, because it's the cleaning time.
Yeah. And you're just standing there. Sometimes you want to stand under the heat of the water. So why not
conditioner sit for a little bit?
You got it. That's my little advice. That's a good one, right? Yeah.
Damn.
Or even your floss, whatever it is, shower. So find that way that don't do the typical right before I go to bed because maybe at that point you're sleepy.
Just too tired.
You're sleepy.
Okay. Basic ass question. Do you floss first or do you brush first?
You're supposed to. So do whichever.
Okay.
Number one, if you're doing both, amazing. But there is a theory that flossing before and then brushing after, if you're going to do it the right way.
Yeah.
So when you floss, first of all, you're cleaning all the debris and then you're going to brush it away. But also the fluoride in the toothpaste is actually more absorbable in those areas between the teeth once they've been flossed. So you get in between the fluoride goes, which is what helps from getting cavities. So floss first if you have to choose.
You may have actually convinced me to floss.
The shower.
Or get
I literally, after this, I'm going to go out and buy myself one of those little things for the shower. It's
one of those wellness routine habits that just makes you feel so good about yourself.
Yeah, I think I need any little self-care tip.
Yes.
We love self-care tips here. We're giving them out. We don't know if they're true, but we're giving them out. Yeah. This one's true, though. It's from a dentist, guys. Did you always want to be a dentist? Like, how did you?
No. How could you, right?
I don't know. That's weird, right? I know a dental family, and that was like my friends.
You know a dental family?
Yeah, and they he was like, I'm going to be a dentist from.
But that's like, So once the first one does it, makes the leap, then usually people follow because it's such a great job. So you see that, right? You see your parents or grandparents, and It's a good job, but it's the first one to get into it. It's weird because it's not a common thing you think of.
Are you the first one in your family?
I am.
Okay.
And after me, I have 3 cousins that are, 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Yeah. That are dentists.
They're
now?
younger than me that are either dentists or in dental school. So that switch happened because it's a good job.
Yeah.
It has a bad rap, but they say don't they say that dentists have the highest rate of suicide?
Yeah. That's surprising to me.
So what it actually is, it's not that the job itself caused the person to commit suicide. It's actually more that the type of people who get into dentistry are very type A personality. So they just have more tendency to have
that makes sense.
That kind of mental. Yes. That's what it is more than anything. But yeah, and to answer your question, I wanted to do something in the sciences. That was my strong suit is science. So in high school, that's what I concentrated on. I went to Ottawa U, University of Ottawa, and I studied biochemistry with science. And at that point, it was in the back of my mind, it was doctor, physician, MD. But nothing, I wasn't 100%. And I happened to volunteer at a dental office.
Oh.
When I was in university, and I'm like, this is cool. So I applied, I got in, and you never know until you start. But as soon as I started the program, I knew it was my passion. Cool. It's so fun. You're doing arts and crafts all day.
Really?
Okay, so, you're like building things with your hands, but it's medical related. So you're helping people in pain, and you're putting a smile on people's faces who are insecure, and which affects mental health. Yeah. So it's very rewarding, and you're like doing arts and crafts all day.
Okay, right? So like walk me through that. Like, I want to know more, all of it. Like, so like if you're like reconstructing somebody's, like,
so if someone comes in, let's say, and they have a broken tooth, you have to put a filling or a crown, and let's say you do a crown is more fabricated in the lab, but if you're doing, which is a covering, crown is a covering, a cap over the tooth. But if you have a broken tooth and you have to glue this piece of filling that's like putty to the tooth, and you have to shape it. And you have to pick the right color, and you have to shine it, and you have to make sure that the bite is correct. So you're building something.
That's so cool.
Yes, which is fun. Or
do you have all your real teeth, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. I'm not.
What do you have?
Out.
What do you have?
My top front tooth, I knocked it out with a champagne
a
bottle
filling.
in high school. It's a filling.
And look, it looks amazing.
They're both filling.
I wouldn't have even known.
Someone constructed that. Someone made that.
And then because I'm a nail biter, my bottom teeth have chipped because I bite my nails.
Right.
So they're both fillings. But I think it's fun to ask if people have all their real teeth.
Yeah. Half of my front tooth is a filling.
What'd you do to it?
I was probably 8 or 9 years old, and I was crawling up a slide instead of sliding down. And then my hands, it's just fun. Every time I see my kid do it, I'm like, don't do it. Your tooth is going to break. So then I slipped and my head hit. But I'm like, but it's fun. Do it. It's fine. Got a filling.
You'll get a filling. It'll be fine.
So that's a fun aspect. And then, or if someone comes and they have a massive cavity in the tooth, and you have to clean that out.
What
it's the
is
funnest
a cavity?
thing ever.
What's a cavity? I don't get it.
It's fun?
Yes, like imagine it's like popping a pimple or cleaning, dusting dust, or so you're removing this dead tissue and bacteria, and it's like cheddar cheese. Imagine like hard cheese, and
like
you're scraping away at it.
I freaking
until
love
it's
that.
shiny and hard underneath. How fun is that?
And then you
I love that.
So what a cavity is? Just to answer the question, because I never understood that until dental school.
Yeah, I don't
So
get
you have
it.
bacteria in your mouth, and they eat just like you do, and they eat off of things they like sugar, right? The things we say don't eat, or clean off your teeth, and then the bacteria releases acid.
So it poops.
And then the acid is what eats away at your natural tooth that decays. So your tooth decays.
So it's
And then
bacteria
you have
poop.
to go in and clean it all out.
Clean all that dead tissue, and then I hope it doesn't get to that nerve, because if you leave it, then there's a nerve in the center of your tooth. And as soon as that bacteria affects the nerve, that's when your tooth gets inflamed, then it hurts, then it dies eventually.
The nerve dies.
The nerve dies. And then you need a root canal or extraction, because the infection starts after it dies.
And a root canal is getting the
nerve and all the dead tissue that's inside that tooth. Inside the tooth, there's a canal. There's a channel that's that has the nerve and blood vessels inside it. So once that all dies, if the bacteria gets into it, then it needs to be removed to avoid that tissue, the bad tissue, to seep through the bottom of the tooth, the root. It's very interesting, right?
There's
a hole.
I'm in awe.
I'm just sitting here. I'm like, okay, tell me more.
There's a little tiny hole at the bottom, the apex of the root, and all that tissue can flow through and come into the bone, and that's when you get the abscess or the swelling, because it's affecting the structures around the tooth. So you have to remove the tooth, which is the source of the infection, or you remove the inside where all the debris is and seal it, and then the infection heals.
Okay, so I get a root canal. The tooth obviously is taken out.
No, so the tooth is not taken out. The inside's taken out. So your whole tooth, the outside, so your tooth is the top portion, the crown, where you chew on. And then the root, right? When you've seen a tooth, you've seen one outside of the mouth, right? The root that's in the bone. But in the middle of the tooth, there's just a little space.
So you go in through the middle.
You go through the top of the tooth for the root canal, and you remove the inside, and then you fill it in and patch it up. So your tooth structure is still there.
That's wild.
But when you do that, just as an added note, you're taking out all the juices, all the liquids from the tooth, so the tooth becomes brittle.
Oh.
It doesn't have, right? So it's, and then it can break. So that's why they say put a crown on a tooth that has been root canal, because it's at more risk, higher risk.
And what's a crown's like a cap?
A cap. So basically, let's say a millimeter of the tooth from every side has been reduced, so to allow space for that crown or cap to sit on top. So it's a shell that's sitting on top to protect it.
Do you remember when caps used to be like my childhood friend, like all her caps were gold?
Gold. They still have those.
Do they? But it's less common, right?
It's less common. Gold is expensive.
Yeah, I'm like, you have so many
and
fancy
people want
teeth.
white, right? So we do, yes.
I'd want a gold tooth.
I used to want a grill, so that was something in my life. It's a time. It's time for your real estate tip of the day with Shay.
Hey guys, it's Shaylin Radford from Forest Hill Real Estate. I'm sure things come across as a huge surprise, but the headlines are causing a lot of unnecessary stress right now. Shocking. I'm here to destigmatize everything your news blog is probably saying. Interest rates may be increasing, but this is not uncommon. And honestly, calling all you first-time homebuyers, this could probably work to your benefit. Right now, you are looking at a higher interest rate than we heard of in 2020, but the average sales price is also lower than it was 2 years ago. And might I say, there's more negotiation and conditions back in play. Right now, interest rates are still lower than what your parents may have paid 30 years ago. So, if I can leave you with one thing today, is go get pre-approved. Don't wait out the market or gamble your next purchase, but start looking when the timing is right for you and the stars are aligning in your favor. Thanks for listening, and until next time.
Follow Shay on Instagram at realtor.shay and check out her website, realtorshay.com. All of Shay's details are in our show notes too.
Don't delay. Call Shay. I've never had a cavity.
No, neither have I.
But
I mean, I probably have one now because I haven't been to the dentist in ages.
So you need to just do it.
Because
like
the dental anxiety.
just jump.
Well, I think what it was like
Just jump.
Just jump.
I had an
into
appointment and then COVID hit and then everything was like spicy and
Spicy.
the word of the day.
and then it was just like I just stopped. I just haven't booked it.
They
and
don't
I'm just
polish my teeth anymore because of COVID, and I've never been so happy.
But they do now.
Yeah, but I hate it.
You don't like the polish?
I don't know. I think it's the noise.
Okay.
Like the in my mouth.
Right.
I'm like,
So bring something, earbuds, and
that's a
listen
good
to your
idea.
podcast.
Is that not okay? We can do
Babes of
that.
Quinty Bar.
yeah, I didn't think I could do
podcast.
that.
I just didn't want to be rude.
No, people do that all the time. I tell people to bring their headphones.
Oh my
and
gosh. Okay.
Listen to put their
You're
music
opening
right up.
like the dental experience.
I have so
for
much
me.
dental anxiety.
There's
like
so much
all
we
of
can
it,
do to
because
help you.
The noises freak me out.
No.
The smell freaks me
The
out.
The
smell.
smell. It smells so nice. It smells like cloves.
No,
No, it smells really clean and hygienic.
Okay.
No, it's not a bad smell, but
Right, I get it.
I think it's just like
the
association.
connection. Yeah.
So yeah.
So there's things to help. Put on what's it called?
Like lavender.
Something so you can smell that. Put some kind of your own peppermint something.
Yeah, I have a peppermint one
Sage
from
stuff,
Sage.
right?
From Sage, yeah.
Do that. Put something in your ears. Crank up the music. Get in your zone. And get nitrous oxide. Get laughing gas, which can relax you.
Oh my god.
I think we're going to take Kay to the dentist. This is going to be like a bit
so
on
this is
the
going to be
pod.
like a road trip. Kay goes to the dentist.
Dentists, it's different these days.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
We have blankets for you. We have those like heavy weighted blankets.
Stop
We can put like a neck roll. Yeah.
Oh my God. It's like,
Okay, we're
the
going to
spa.
take you to the dentist and
So
we're
I
going
need
to
to go
film
to the
it.
dentist. We are not filming
We
it.
are filming it.
And
Absolutely
the other
not.
thing, just touch on something you said that's so important. A lot of people don't go because they're partly because they're also scared of what is in their
What's
mouth.
going to happen?
But,
yeah.
And unfortunately, when you start having a trouble with a tooth that hurts, it's usually too late. It's usually that bacteria has gotten into the nerve and you need a root canal or extraction.
Yeah.
So you really want to go preventatively and it's probably fine. It's probably fine.
I know it's probably fine.
Do you? You don't sound convinced.
No, I'm not convinced at all. But
I can't help you any more than that.
I know it's totally fine.
No, I'm bringing
need
her
to,
to the dentist. I'm
I
nervous
just need
for
to
her now.
grow up, basically. And just like I just need to like, I think the biggest hump for me is just booking it.
Yes.
I'll book it for you.
And being like, hey,
I'm committing to this.
I fucked up. I haven't been in a little while.
Listen, like 60% of the people that I see in a day feel the same way as you. And we're used to, for us, it's no big deal.
Okay.
So there's
That
no
makes me
shame.
feel so much better.
Yes, people are always like, I'm so shy. Like they come to see me for a consultation. Like, I don't want, I'm like, you have no idea. Like I've seen everything. It doesn't faze me and it's fine. I want to fix it.
Okay.
Would cavities be like the thing you see the most? Like what's the most common?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Cavities. Okay. Fillings. Yes.
And how can people prevent like flossing, I guess?
Flossing is important. I mean, a lot of it is genetics. That's one thing I want to say. Some people are they get discouraged because they're like, I floss and I brush and I still get cavities. So still do that because if you didn't, then you'd have more, right? But a part of it is genetics. You know, everyone's teeth are different. They're stronger than others. So that's one thing. But everyone should floss once a day. Okay. You should brush your teeth twice a day, morning and nighttime. If you don't have fluoride in your water or, if you're prone to more decay, then you should use fluoridated toothpaste over the age of 3. You should go get your teeth checked. Right? That's
twice
so important.
A year?
So you get your once a year, you get your teeth checked by a dentist is important. And if you have higher risk, of course, more often, every 6 months, but once a year, generally, you get your x-rays, those bite wings that you bite down on to check in between your teeth for cavities. That's important once a year, more or less, depending again on your risk of cavities. But getting a cleaning done, I mean, 6 to 9 months. 6 months is great. 9 months is okay. Once a year at minimum. And some people need every 3 to 4 months. Depends on how much, if you have bone disease, right? Then you should get it more regularly, right?
Can we talk about Free Dental Day?
Yes,
because that is amazing. So cool. And like, how did you think of this?
We've been wanting to do this for a while, and when COVID got a little bit lighter, and we felt more comfortable with it, we've had 2. We're still fresh at this, but we had one in Belleville, which was so successful. We saw hundreds of patients.
Wow,
it was amazing.
And so, are people just coming in to get clean?
So it's cleaning or an extraction or a filling, and sometimes both. And it's for anyone who has no access, over 18, who have no access to dental insurance or dental care. There's so many people. And the reason why I say over 18 is because there actually is a government funded for younger. But and there's such a need. We had lineups like around the building.
Goodness. You never think of that really, but there's people who probably have like painful.
Yeah, people are so appreciative. They're so appreciative. And then we had one in Cobourg that was also very successful. And so now the next one will be in Frankford sometime in the spring. And then we're just going to make it a yearly thing. Do it every year and help people. And it's all, my staff are all volunteering.
Wow.
And the supplies, like we all just, it's all on me. And it's so rewarding.
Yeah. What made you want to do it? Like, so you went to Tanzania, but before, what was that like? Where you were doing dentistry?
I was in dental school, and in my last year, there was an opportunity to go with the medical school students to Tanzania. It was a program that I had been there for years, and I thought that was the coolest thing. Yeah. So we went as a crew, and we basically just went around, and we went to 2 different things. One was we would go to the orphanages and just go help them, and sometimes it wasn't even dental, like some kid had an eye infection. So we went and got them some drops from the pharmacy and brought it back. So anything we could do, but we would also do some work. And then the other part of it was going to actual dental facilities or hospitals and just helping them and introducing different products. And we brought like a whole bunch of like anesthetic and different products that they could supply them with and teach them certain things that could help them. You know, we would go around and educate children and schools and teachers on how to have proper oral hygiene. It was super rewarding.
That sounds like I have goosebumps hearing about that.
It was so rewarding. Yeah, it was amazing. And I obviously would love to do it again. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think
I have
you
a bit
will?
more time? Yeah, I think things are getting a bit easier, a bit more of balance in my work life. So maybe in the next couple of years.
I love that.
I feel like though you kind of brought it, doing your free dental day, it's kind of like bringing it here and helping
That's true.
people
You're right.
here who need it too, which is really nice.
Which is really nice.
Because I think you don't think about, I don't know, you're always like, yeah, I go to the doctor and I should brush my teeth, but I don't think kids always know, or adults don't know what they should be doing.
No, it's so important. Well, for example, like patients come and they're like, oh, my kid, she just drinks milk, right? Like there's no juice or pop. I'm like, but milk is sugar. So like they don't know that stuff, right? And that's
it's like milk rot, right? Isn't that what?
Like baby bottle. Yeah. And so milk is sugar. So if you go to bed and you're sucking on a bottle for 8 hours or 3, whatever it is, right? That's a lot of sugar exposed to your teeth. So so educating is so important.
That's really cool.
I've learned so much already.
I know. I'm just like saying, I'm like
just taking
in awe of you. I'm like, I love your vibes. You're super.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's just
I could do this all day.
you make it feel like, okay, like I should not be scared of this.
No, it's
all.
amazing when you have nice, clean, fresh teeth. There's no better feeling.
Yeah, no
when
one
you get your teeth clean.
Oh, I do like the feeling after. I just don't like the feeling during.
Yeah, so make it a good thing for you.
Make it fun.
Find someone that you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
We have fun. We have fun with our patients.
Okay, well, I'm coming to see you.
Okay, come.
Yeah, I also, can we talk about your social media? It's so fun.
My personal one or my
No,
FTC
you're like
one?
the FTC one.
Oh,
it's
FTC,
really fun.
yes. Tara at our office, Tara Ryan. She's a local, actually. She heads that. She's amazing.
Yeah, she reached out to us to get you
She's
here, which is amazing.
Yeah,
but
I have a lot of boss babes.
yeah, what's that
a lot
like?
Of great boss babes.
What's it like just being a boss and like running a business?
I never thought I would be here.
No?
To be honest with you. I was thinking last night about, things about my life, knowing I was coming here. And I was thinking, my girlfriend I've known since dental school, she's like, oh, like it's so, when I became an owner, she's like, it's exactly the opposite of what I thought you would do. Because you would always like say in dental school that, you're going to work, but you're going to like be a mom and you're going to like, looking forward to like doing that as like being home more and having your husband being more a worker. And she gets so, I'm like, why did she, like, I was kind of upset. I'm like, why would she say that?
Yeah.
But I remember actually when she said that I feel that way because it's almost like you're just like, maybe not, hopefully that not this generation, but my generation that it was, I worked hard to be a dentist, but I also wanted to like be the homemaker. Right. So yeah, I never thought I didn't dream of it, but it just happened to happen. And I love it. I think it suits me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, it's suiting you. You look like a boss bitch, honestly.
Thank
You
you.
walked in, I was like, she's fancy.
No, I'm not fancy. I live in Grafton. But yes, I love it. I love that I am a female and I was able to do that, even though I get comments that bring you down, right? Like it's not easy.
Fuck them.
It's true.
But seriously, it's like, what? Like you can do all of those.
But why not? Like I went to school and I got into dental school, which wasn't easy, and I studied super hard. So why not the end result be something? Why a man and not a woman?
Is dentistry still a very male dominated?
And when I was in dental school, it was 50%, 50, which is huge. Yeah. And then thereafter, I think it's even more now. More women, like 60-40 is my understanding.
Yeah.
There's a shift in it. And look now, my husband is a stay-at-home dad and he's like this super macho personal trainer guy. And yeah, I have 3 practices and I love them. I have 70 staff and all the bosses the management's all females. And it's great. Not that there's anything.
No, there's nothing
we
wrong
love
with having men.
No.
Oh my God, we love men.
We do.
I mean,
Do you though?
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Like, I mean, sometimes.
But yes, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think there is a shift too, and because also before for men, it was less okay, I guess, to be a stay-at-home dad.
Exactly.
Where now it's like
super unconventional. Even to this day, like it's becoming it's less and less. But there's a bit of that shock. Like, oh, is your husband a dentist? You're like, no, he's actually. I love saying it. I love like that. He's a stay-at-home dad, or and it's so cool because I have 2 daughters, and I love that they see their dad as nurturing, and they see their mom as the one that's the breadwinner. It's cool.
I
so
love
then
that
hopefully
dynamic.
they shift the way they think in the future, and that I can be an owner and I can be the boss, and I could be the breadwinner too. Why does it have to be the other way around? And whichever way, whatever that works for you.
And if like I keep my daughter's I have a 14-year-old.
Wow.
And a 2-year-old.
Amazing.
And I'm just kind of like, I want her to have the choice, and I keep telling her,
whichever way.
It's like, yes, this geography class is hard right now. But if you try and, you commit to all your things, you're going to have so many more open doors.
Yes.
And, you can do anything you want.
Of course. And I think that there is a shift. Definitely there's a shift. And I think our children are going to have a totally different experience, just like we did from our parents. Because for us, we were more evolved in that regards, right? But I think it's different now.
It's so really, different. My kid is so, like, she shuts things down so fast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
she slammed the door in a boy's face.
The 14-year-old or 2-year-old?
14.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she slammed the door in a boy's face. Her ex-boyfriend came to the house one day and she was just kind of like, she opened the door. She's like, no.
Respect myself.
Yeah, I wouldn't have, at 14, I would have been like, oh my God, they're back.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Like, no, but they're completely, like, her and her friends are so, like, self-aware and confident, and, like, they know, like, what kind of things, stand up for, and, like, their self-worth is like, it's
amazing. I love it.
It's really beautiful.
I hope that's the
Can we talk about your kids' Halloween costumes? What were they? Because I saw it on
Can you not? Was it that bad?
Well, no, I think one was Shania Twain.
That's great. I had a lot of cool. She was simply a cowgirl.
Oh, okay.
But Shania Twain also, and my sister made a good one too. She was intern at, what's that amazing show? I just lost the name of it.
I don't know.
That with Kevin Costner. Yellowstone intern.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, that's cool. That's a good
Very good.
She was a cowgirl. We had gone to Texas in the springtime, and she, like, full on. She is a cowgirl. She takes horseback riding lessons, and she bought, like, the full on hat and the cowboy boots, the real, like, the belt.
I love that.
I'm like, perfect.
Well, next time we have a Cool 100 private party, she can come. We'll add you guys to the guest list.
Amazing. She's on the radio. She does ads. Soraya, have you heard
Did she
her?
do your ad?
She did one. She's done a few of them. Yeah,
that is so stinking cute.
So fun. And the other, who do you think the other? Parisa, what did you think she was?
I had nothing.
She was Michael Jackson.
Stop. Did she choose that herself?
Yeah, she's obsessed with Michael Jackson. She's full on.
I'm like
obsessed with Michael Jackson.
Right
like, what do you want to be? She's just like that. She's like,
wait, is she poor?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. She's like, I'm like, we'll go to the grocery store. I'm like, hey, you guys can, like, each pick something. And the store I picks, like, something healthy. She goes, go fruit, like a banana. She's like, salami.
Yeah.
She wants, like, those big pieces of, like,
me. I
fat
would do that.
salamis. Like, okay.
This is a
Did you
thing,
see the
I
picture?
think.
Yes, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Now that I know what she is, it makes complete sense.
I know. You weren't thinking because it's not a current thing.
But I don't know, girls. So I talk about this a lot, but my partner's sister has 4 daughters. And like, we were bowling and I was giving them all nicknames, and it got to the 4-year-old and I was like, what do you want your nickname to be? And, like, without hesitation, she's like, Toto. I'm like, cool. I don't know why, but let's do it.
Yeah.
And she's just so knows what she wants.
Totally.
Get out of her way.
Both my girls are like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not like that. I'm like super, like, people pleaser, and I just want you to like me.
Maybe they're spending too much time with Burn with Vern.
That's exactly what it is. Burn with Vern does not care what people think.
He's like, get out of my way. We're working out.
But she, like, even call me out on it sometimes. She'll act a certain way in front of people and be like, oh, don't, like, like, she's like, Mom, hey, this is your problem. You care. I don't care. I'm not doing anything wrong. Like, oh, she's right.
Like
It's
your
my
7-year-old?
problem. Yeah.
Oh,
She
okay.
like totally called me. She's like, it's,
Get
and I'm like,
it.
you're right.
Do you-
Therapy session. Yes.
Yeah. Did they know what they want to be when they grow up?
It's, it's always like 5 things, but definitely I haven't heard dentist
I was
yet.
gonna say.
No, I haven't heard that yet. Vet.
Yeah,
because they're
that's a
obsessed with
common
animals.
one.
And fashion designer.
Oh,
they're into that. Singer.
okay.
Yeah.
All over the place.
all over the place. All of those things.
I hope the one is a Michael Jackson impersonator, to be honest.
Performing.
I can only dream for her.
Voice isn't that great.
She can lip sing.
Okay.
It's like you don't have to actually
Be like a
sing.
drag queen.
Oh, yeah.
But like, what is it? I don't know what they're
Well,
called.
you have to be a drag king. Which
Is that what that
Drag
is?
king must be. That makes sense.
But you have to dress up. Yeah, you would be a drag king. It's a thing. Less
It's a
common.
thing.
Is it a
It's a
thing?
thing.
I didn't know it was
Yeah.
a thing.
It's less common, though.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
I know.
Well, the more
The
you know.
more you know. Can we rapid fire you?
Sure.
Okay. You ready? We have none written down.
Okay, yeah, no, I have no question.
Is it written or is it?
No,
No,
we
we're
just
just-
like
Oh,
are
it's
gonna
just like
fire
random.
questions
Okay.
at you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Favorite color?
Pink.
Favorite restaurant in Quinny?
Capers.
Oh, that's yours too, right?
Yummy.
Yeah, give me some truffle fruits.
Yes.
What if you had to eat the same food for 40 days straight? What would it be?
Sushi.
Oh.
Easy.
Oh my gosh,
So
yeah.
easy.
Same.
That's so fast.
that was the
I
easiest
wasn't
one.
expecting that.
Same. What's the TV show that you're binging right now?
Handmaid's Tale.
Oh,
Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
It's like so effective. It
I
affects
know
me.
it like hurt.
It's like I can feel things.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't feel a lot of things, but when
But
I
we
watch
feel
that one, I
that.
feel it all.
Her eyes.
What's
I
the
was with
best
Mom.
advice you've ever gotten?
Be true to yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. Be true to
That's
yourself.
so good.
Whatever your path is your path.
I need to
Right?
write that down.
Yeah.
What's the last thing you Google searched?
Oh.
Babes of Quincy?
What would you tell, I guess, patients, what's the thing they should do the most to make their teeth better?
One thing.
Or a couple.
I think I've touched on them, but I'll say it again. Brush twice a day, 2 minutes. Floss. Water don't drink other things. Water, if you want to have something to drink that's sugar,
As I
have
drink
it
my
with
chai latte.
I'm having a Starbucks. But if you're going to have something that isn't water, have it with a meal.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
A huge one is duration. I'm going to just say this because it's important. Duration and frequency. So how many times the sugar is exposed on your teeth.
Uh-huh.
So, and for how long? So if you're sucking on a lollipop, it's like an hour versus having like it fast matters. It's the amount of time that it's actually.
So like
right?
if I
and
were
how
to,
frequent. So like if you're doing like 10 times a day versus, right? 3 times
that
a
makes
day.
sense.
Right.
So I always drink water with anything that I drink. So it's like if I have like a Diet Coke because that's my kryptonite.
Right.
I always drink like
water after.
a ton of water
Yeah,
after.
so that's good advice. Brush your water and get your checkups done. Get your checkups before things hurt. Come before they hurt.
Well, nothing hurts, so that's good.
Good. So you're still okay.
I'm still
today.
okay.
As of today.
I'm gonna go make a dentist appointment.
Get your
Literally
teeth cleaned.
the
It's so
second I get
important.
downstairs.
It's so important to see your hygienist at least once a year.
I mean, I have a ton of questions, but is my
We can
brain
talk
farting?
after.
Yes.
You can talk after. That was so fun.
I have one more. What's your favorite just general self-care tip?
Oh.
What do you do when you're just like maybe have the saddies and you need to pick me up?
I drink a bottle of wine.
You'll have to edit that one. That took way too long to answer.
No, I just will shorten it. Don't worry.
You're
Yeah,
that good at
I can
it.
do that.
To be honest with you, what it is for me is like doing like masks, face masks.
Okay.
Like that kind of self-care.
For some reason, I thought you were
moisturizing.
going to say working out, and I was like, I don't
You know
love
what?
that.
Ever since I started dating my husband, I haven't worked out ever since. Bad. But I have goals. I have goals.
Okay. I feel like we have those goals too. It's just
As long as you have those goals, it's going to happen starting next week.
Manifest it. Everyone says manifest
Yes,
it.
I will manifest.
That was amazing.
fun.
Is there anything you want to shout out? Like, obviously follow. You can follow the Family Dental Center on Instagram and Facebook, right?
Yeah, do you want to do that? Can you do it for me?
Yeah. We'll link it in our show notes.
Family, Instagram, Facebook, like what it is. Yeah, that'd be great, because Tara would be so disappointed if I didn't do that.
We'll tag and everything in all the posts.
And we'll take you guys.
And we'll put it in the show notes.
We'll put it in the show notes.
This is fun. I think this is really cool what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Excited. Like I was listening to it. I listened to the one I told you that with Maria Coward, and I know her whole family, so it's interesting. And I was like, this it feels like it's like New York. Like it feels like
I wanted, like
you guys sound good.
We were just like, we want to create like a community of like.
Is this the first one? Like, are there any other podcasts?
There's podcasts in Belleville, but they're very like
industry focused,
right? But it's not like general chatting.
No,
like this, like Dax Shepard.
That's what we want to be.
Yeah, like it's. And do you listen to Smartless?
On the way here, Charlize Theron. Yes.
Yeah. So that kind of thing, like where it's just like cool conversations with people in the area, and you get to know all these like qualified, cool people around the city.
And I'm interested. I'm obsessed with local stuff. Like I want to listen to the other ones.
I realized there was like so many
cool people.
That's what it is. There's so many cool people, and it's like I want to get to know them more. And
and
like,
you guys
are passionate about.
You're good at it. I listen to lots of podcasts, and you guys are interesting. And your voices sound really good.
Oh.
They do.
That's fun to know, because I think I sound like a small boy, but
no, you sound very sexy.
Oh
yeah. Well, it's funny because like the first couple episodes, I was listening back to them. I'm like, I sound like I'm gonna cry in every single episode because I was so nervous.
No. And my partner Jeanette was like, "Why does Kate always sound like she's gonna cry?"
Really?
Because I was so nervous. Yeah, it was just
your voice was shaky.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like when I get like really like excited or scared, like nervous, like I just get really like
my
voice
kryptonite. Like, my only kryptonite really is like like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like I just like my mouth gets dry and like.
Okay, well you did really good.
I fight it.
You sounded great
in the back of my head. Once I start, I'm fine.
Yeah. I think I think having a microphone like this in front of you is a lot.
This is fun. You know what is really good is that we can just talk.
Yeah.
It's different, right? Like that's what makes us comfortable. I can do this every day.
Yeah, we can just like shoot the shit.
Just talking to
even when I
people
have to go sit down and record a commercial, I panic because like he'll come get me and be like, "Can you record this?" And I'm like, "I can't read all of a sudden. I can't do that.
I don't remember how to word.
Your mind, like, or the connection between your mouth and your head just goes.
Yeah, I'm like, this isn't going well.
Yeah, it's completely. Yeah, I find this is completely different from what they do. And
live. Yeah,
it's all.
Someone asked me, someone who's coming in at another time to record, they're like, "Is it live?" I'm like, "No, this would not be live."
But it could have been live. It was fine.
It could have been, but
it could have been.
I cursed way too much.
We cursed a lot.
I didn't notice at all.
I feel like this time we didn't, but if someone comes in and they curse, like all of a sudden, like,
I was trying not to curse.
Gone.
I know. I say inappropriate things.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah.
That was amazing. I didn't know she was going to do it. Is it really annoying that we do that? I don't know.
I think it's cute, but I mean, it's our podcast. We do what we want.
Retweet.
If you don't like it, make your own podcast.
Yeah. You probably could.
It's not
the
rocket
editing
science.
takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
That was a really great episode. One, love Burn with Vern. Love that she's like the breadwinner in her family.
I love that he's a stay-at-home dad.
Love that she's
cool.
like just being a boss and running all these dental centers.
I love that she's like so passionate about like just helping people, and like there's no shame in going.
Shame.
And like that was my biggest thing, was like I felt a lot of shame because it's like, yeah, I know I haven't been in a while and I know that was wrong, and it's like every time I went to go book the appointment, my anxiety was like no. Yeah. And then COVID hit. I'm like, great, now I have a reason.
But then still shame.
But still shame. So now I have an appointment on, I'm not gonna say when.
Then they'll stalk you.
I have an appointment and I will let everyone know how it goes.
I'm excited for you. And they have so many things. Like she gave so many tips. Oh my God, if you do have dental anxiety, weighted blanket, headphones, laughing gas, like all these things I didn't know were acceptable, but they are. So
yeah, no, I'm definitely bringing my headphones. I'm gonna pop in
a podcast.
I was gonna say, I'm like, our podcast.
Maybe I truthfully don't listen to it after I edit it because.
Well, I mean, you've already heard it 3 times.
I've heard it. I've heard so much of it, and then I send it to you, and you give it one more listen through, and then we call it.
We call it a day.
Because it's a lot to listen to yourself talk.
Well, then we live through it. So that's about an hour and a half, depending.
Then I edit it for 2
and then you
hours.
edit it. So then you've already listened to it. And then I listen to it again.
And then it's good to go.
We're just like, that's it.
We pack
Sometimes
it
I
up.
don't listen to it. Sometimes I do.
After all my editing, no, I'm joking.
No,
I really don't.
there's one episode I didn't listen to and I don't remember what it was.
Don't say it.
I don't remember.
That's great. And this week, because I'm going away, we're doing 2 recordings. I'm power editing, and we're not skipping a week just because I'm away.
I don't know how you do it.
I think I'm a workaholic. I don't have many addictions, but I
Work is
do
one.
have a work addiction and put my self-worth through work, which is an issue, but I'm working on it in therapy.
Yeah, no, I have like the boundary issue with work.
Yeah, that's a thing. I've gotten better since I left the farm because literally at the farm I never stopped, and it was
exhausting.
negatively impacting many things in my life and my mental health. But I have to say I'm genuinely, although I'm still having depressive moments, I'm pretty genuinely happy right now, which is nice.
I am too.
Yeah,
It's been good.
it's been weird.
The last ever since I stopped being sick.
Yeah, the sickness was an issue, and I cried
A lot.
we were very sick, and I still have this sexy voice going on.
You really do. It's really lingering.
I know, and it will, because I still have a nasty cough.
That's wild. The stress.
Thank you, Dr. Yasmin, for coming in, just being real.
Honestly, I just think that she's the coolest human.
She's super cool, super
So
open,
nice.
so nice. Her kids are hilarious. I loved their Halloween costumes. Michael Jackson and a cowgirl, or Shania Twain, or
Whatever.
an intern at Yellowstone. It doesn't matter. And if you have dental anxiety or haven't been to the dentist, you can check out Family Dental Center in Frankford, Cobourg, and Belleville.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you do not have benefits and cannot afford to go to the dentist, follow them on Instagram because they'll shout out their free dental days.
Yep.
And that's really
Which is
amazing.
incredible. I think that is the coolest thing that any.
Well, I just found out my one friend who has benefits doesn't have dental benefits.
What?
Yeah, so
Isn't the point of having
I thought
that
but
would be one of the main things I would want.
is dental. So
Dental.
So Joe just
And prescriptions.
and prescriptions. Yeah. So if you are struggling to find dental that works for you, check
Free
out
Dental
Family
Day.
Dental Center and Free Dental Day. You can follow Family Dental Center on Instagram.
At
And-
FDC Family?
Yeah. And check out their website, familydentalcenter.ca. I think it's all in our show notes. Thank you to our sponsor, Shaylin Radford.
Yay, Shay.
Her info will also be in our show notes. Check her out. She's really cool. We've really enjoyed getting to know her. And if you want to sponsor us at some point, because that helps us be able to interview these cool people and get just community vibes out, community info out, we'd really appreciate it. So let us know.
Yeah. No, we have solutions for every budget.
We do.
And it's true, though. When I say that, I mean it.
Yeah. You all rock our worlds as usual. You know I'll be tickling your eardrums next week.
Gross.
Oh my God. I don't know if I told you this. I'm going to edit this out. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I was at the Royal with my nieces on the weekend, and the 3-year-old, just freshly 3, comes up to me. She goes, "My daddy has a penis," and shoots me a finger gun. And I was like, okay. And then the 4-year-old kept calling me a boy. And I was like, "I'm not a boy. I'm a lesbian." And she's like, "Okay, what's a lesbian?" And I was like, "Means I like girls, but that's another thing we'll deal with on another day." Sorry, I just had to add
I love
that in.
kids.
They're so funny and weird.
Yeah. Lincoln holds his farts right now.
What?
He,
He holds them in?
no.
Oh, he cups a fart.
He puts when he feels it coming, the hand goes in his pants and he holds it, and then he toots and then he takes his hand out, and then I have to go wash his hands. I'm like, you can't just toot in your hand.
You can't. There's fart particles. They won't give you pink eye, but
But you don't want that.
questionable. Oh God.
It's really cute though.
I'm ending this now.